Hey, hi guys, welcome back, Leos. All right, Leos, let's take a little peek at this. We shall see what we've got. Leos, we start with the Death card in the reverse, the Hanged Man upright, the Five of Swords. Oh, somebody doesn't want to let Leo go. They want to fight with Leo. Let's not let this go. Look, I'm not saying that they're in a place where they have the right things to say, but they think if they can still get a rise out of Leo, if Leo will still get on that chessboard and argue back and forth, this is somebody who wants to like send a message just to rile it, just to see, will Leo still talk to me? They've been thinking for a long time about this. This is like, oh no, our story is not done because I think I could still get Leo to engage. It's like they feel like this is a weird chess game, like yeah, of course, this is how we operate. Like we get into fights and then I say something and then Leo, doesn't respond and Leo blocks me. But then whenever I feel like making my move, then I'll send that message. Then that'll get Leo engaging again. It feels like this person has been thinking like for a long time about what next message to send. They literally have like a spider web, which is so perfect. I literally have a spider web ring and a spider ring on today. But there's a spider web covering this mirror and with this heart that is, upside down. Look, I feel as if this person, whomever they are, and they could be a Scorpio, they could be a Pisces, or they could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, based off of what we have out so far. They think that like any interaction is still means that there's obviously like they're still in the game. This is not over. They don't want this fight to be over, but I don't know what you want to fight about. They think that they're fighting for peace. Okay. They think that I'm going to get Leo to then like be happy with me again. But the avenue that I'll take is I've been thinking long and hard about what to say to get Leo to interact and get back on the chessboard with me. Ultimately, they want peace with Leo, but they're going to use a fight as like a leverage. This feels like a very strange way to go about things. Why are you using, conflict? The moon. The moon is what's hidden, right? But then they have their little moon goggles on, these little butterfly wings. I don't think that they understand why they do this. There's something in their subconscious. I don't know. Does this person not know how to not create drama? Do they think drama means that you care? Is that what this is? Because it feels like they themselves have this subconscious need to stir the pot, because if Leo's mad at me still, it means that there's still emotion. It means that they still care about me. So wait, I see that you've been thinking for a long time about what to say. Are you about to like bust in with some message? Two of Cups. Okay, so they think about Leo all the freaking time. All the time. There's never a time when they don't have Leo on their mind. Right now, in particular, Leo could be more heavily on their mind. Maybe because we just came through like Leo season. Maybe they're going to send a belated happy birthday message to Leo, even though it's like they know darn well that Leo's birthday already came and went. But they're going to act like, I'm pretty sure that your birthday was somewhere around here. I just say that because we've got the lion up here. It's like they want to say, I've been thinking about you, because of course they think about Leo all the time. Now, maybe it's also they're going to reach out somewhere around their birthday or something, but they feel like Leo is their Two of Cups. I said, are they going to be reaching out? It's like, well, in the 5D, they already are. King of Wands in the reverse. And I just said, maybe they're a Leo or something. And sure enough, we have possibly a Leo, Sag, or Aries, but this is somebody who, it's in the reverse. So even if they think that they're a great match for Leo, I'm kind of like, but how? Because you keep making drama. Why you do this? Yes, I think this person's going to reach out and say something incredibly selfish. Maybe even like something that would get under Leo's skin. Like, because sometimes when we have somebody in a karmic energy, they'll do the gaslighting thing where they'll say something rude, just to get a rise out of somebody. It's exactly what they've been doing, but instead they accuse somebody else of doing it. I'm just wondering if they're going to say something like, oh, I know that you probably, wouldn't think to wish me a happy birthday, but I still, act like the bigger person or something. Act like they're not the source of the conflict. Like, I'm sure, since I know how angry you are at me, that you wouldn't want me to wish you a happy birthday, but I still hope that you had one. I just feel like this could be like an absolute, like, ooh, you did not just say that. I'm not the source of the problem. You are. Don't act like I'm this unhinged, I don't want to hear somebody tell me happy birthday. You caused the problem. I still feel like that part is intentional. Like I want to poke Leo and get a rise out of Leo because then I'll know that they still care about me. But that's also part of their this is so terrible. I'm so sorry, because everything that they want is actually peace, and they have no understanding about how to go about, like, just be nice, be a kind person, speak your truth, say something loving to Leo. Instead, it's been a long time they haven't spoken to Leo, but this is their way. They think they can get Leo back on the board. This could be somebody that Leo hasn't talked to in quite some time. That card 18 is really standing out to me. So maybe that's just them, with the moon. Like, maybe this is them having like 18 days or something that go by, and then finally they reach out. But it's to be kind of like almost like a snub or an insult, even as they really just want to talk to Leo. We got this Hierophant. They got to start listening to their higher self. And on this Hierophant card, we have, again, like these two earthenware, jugs, kind of like another Two of Cups here. I don't know why they are in still so much like toxic energy, when everything here says that they're also very aware this is a very spiritual, very divine connection, and they want to have peace with Leo. It's just like they don't know how to get there. So they're going to begin by picking a fight, because somehow drama might prove that Leo still cares. But ultimately, they don't want Leo to be mad at them. They want to marry Leo. So it's very, conflicting energy, because what they're doing would not yield the result that they want. Picking fights with somebody doesn't exactly make them feel warm and cuddly towards you, but that's what they're doing. Why are you the King of Wands in the reverse? What is this? Are you actually like selfish, self-centered, but you do love Leo? Or is this like something that you don't know how to drop your ego? We have a Four of Cups. We have the Magician. I said, why are you the King of Wands in the reverse? And this says, I don't know. Sometimes people can lie to themselves really clearly. They see themselves in a totally different light. They see Leo as both the one that got away, but also the one that should be missing them, because they tell themselves, Leo does miss me. I'm the one that got away from Leo, even though deep down it's like Leo's the one who got away from me. But it's like they're so convinced that, and you notice how both of these just have like very sketched out images, not fully filled in the way we see him. That's why I feel like we're in his dreamscape. And remember, he sees things through this whole different weird goggle lens thing. This is somebody who does love Leo. For what it's worth, they love Leo to pieces. They dream of having like a really great relationship with Leo. But they keep wanting to act like Leo really messed this up with me. Leo, I know, is missing me. It's like they keep deflecting the fact that they have contributed to all of these problems and continue to do so, because in their mind, they're like, I'm still going to get back with Leo. I know Leo's missing me. Wow. It's so weird, right? That they can be so loving on one hand. They view Leo as their Two of Cups. They know this is a really special connection, but it's not special enough to help them like get some self-awareness going on, is what it looks like. Okay. I'm not saying maybe Leo is not, blameless or flawless or anything like that, but they definitely are showing up as very selfish energy. And Ace of Cups, still, they want to give their heart to Leo, and they want Leo to love them. They think that this is true love, even though, and this might be like the way they love Leo could be like two things can be true at the same time. They could genuinely love Leo and know that this is such a once in a billion, once in a lifetime kind of love story for them. And they also could be so inept at like themselves being able to be humble Maybe this makes it less likely for them to be able to be humble because they want this so bad. And so it's triggering like all of their subconscious insecurities where like somebody has to be mad at you and yell and fight with you in order to prove that they care about you. It almost feels like because they want Leo so much and they can't handle the idea of Leo not being in their life, they've constructed this idea that Leo still really wants me. This is a divine love, and Leo's missing the heck out of me. And so I'm going to come in and poke them. They're going to get mad at me, as I know they would, but then that's going to get us back together. It's a very strange twist. Okay. I cannot help. These are the cards that we've got, and this is the storyline that we've got for them. Have you contemplated just approaching Leo? Have you contemplated that? 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, their fantasy is that they have this harmonious love story, very much like a 1950s old-fashioned. They could be very classic, very old-fashioned. They might be, older. Maybe their parents are like from the 50s, 60s, and they saw like very classic, relationship where it's like, the husband's the breadwinner, the mom stays at home and raises the kids. Maybe they even have a fantasy of the perfect, whatever, Harriet and whomever, Leave It to Beaver kind of life. Something like that. Maybe they picture that. Again, it's not, I don't think it's like they want to, say, oh, this is the role you need to play. But I'm just saying they may have a traditional vision of, we'll have this happily ever after kind of family. And it's like they want a full-blown family oriented closeness. And, we build together. Nothing that they're doing is creating this. And when I say, have you thought about just like approaching Leo? They're like, well, yeah, like all the time, because I want to have this with Leo. But I still don't see why they're going to use a fight, reaching out to like stir the pot with Leo to get Leo to interact with them again. Strength card. See, in their mind, they say, because Leo's really freaking strong. Leo's not somebody that I can look weak in front of. I can't come in and say, Leo, I beg of you, please, can we heal things? I'm sorry, I behaved in a certain way. I want you back. I want to have it all with you. You're a divine counterpart. Leo is really strong, so I have to match their strength. So I can't show what I really want. But do you think Leo is intentionally staying away from you? Yes, they did. We already saw that. 4 of Swords. There's silence here, even though we're meant to be at home together. We're meant to build a home together. Has this been a long time that you've let this sit and simmer and have now decided that you're going to pick a fight? Yeah, I figured. 7 of Wands. This idea they've been, like percolating on for a while. 7 of Wands is like, it was a big old blockage. They didn't know how to get Leo to talk to them again. So they've been slowly over time thinking about all this. And they've come to the conclusion, if they act like Leo is, kind of the jerk here, but they still care about Leo, then it's like them putting on this facade that it's not like I'm begging you to come back to me, Leo. It's that, hey, I'm the bigger person. Of course, I still wish you a happy birthday. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but that would, I have to say, like, that is so freaking annoying. This is such an annoying tactic that this person is using, because they're totally like, it's a gaslighting thing. Eventually they're like, eventually I would totally be willing to apologize. Page of Cups, but no, I'm definitely not going to start with an apology. No, I'm going to withhold that. I can't bring myself to say sorry to Leo until we start to get into an argument again. But how do you think it's going to go from I'm going to reach out to Leo, say something semi-rude, cloaked in something seemingly nice, just to engage with them. Then when they get mad at me and they write me back, this is what they hope will happen. Then it'll get us to love. How are you thinking that you're going to get to that point? How do you think that this is going to work? King of Swords. They're like, well, then we'll be communicating, and then I'll be able to speak, very rationally, very truthfully. Then I'll have a chance to say a lot more. We'll start to have dialogue, and then I'll go into the King of Wands upright, and that's where I'll be very loving and very peaceful, and then I'll give the apology. But look, maybe this is their strategy that will get Leo to talk to them again. They are acting like This is the only way I can think of to get Leo to talk to me again. I don't see how that's a good idea, and I don't see how that's a nice way to approach anybody. I don't like it, I'll be honest. Also, all their intentions, they keep saying, are like, I love Leo. I want to give to Leo. I want to talk, to Leo in great depth, and I want to be able to express my love to Leo. But first, I have to first get Leo to talk to me. So I need to first piss them off. That just feels very juvenile and manipulative to me. 7 of Cups. They're like, I know, but I don't know what else to do. I've thought about this, and I'm really confused about how to approach. I don't know what will get Leo to talk to me. Maybe they think Leo likes to argue and fight with them to a certain extent, or Leo likes somebody who will clash with them and go, toe to toe with them or something. Maybe that's what they're confused about. I don't know. Leo, what would be your preference on how somebody would approach you, or this person specifically? Direct and kind. Leo's sitting here in Leo energy with the sun and the 9 of Wands. It's like, directly approach me and show me that you care about whether or not I'm happy. Talk about, like, let's heal stuff. This is a wounded warrior. Let's talk about what went wrong, and let's have a clear, decisive, like, I don't want to create conflict. See, I really feel like if they approach Leo this way, they could boggle this thing so badly, because that is not the way Leo wants to be approached, at least from what I can see. Leo wants direct clarity, and they're coming in this very, like, ass backwards, route of, I know what, I'll piss him off. We'll get talking. Then I'll be really nice. I'll switch it up. Then, then Leo will be so soothed, and, I'll give them a chance to first yell at me, but then they'll be so soothed as I'm really kind, and then they'll fall in love with me again, and we'll have this happily ever after. And it'll be like, they think that they know what makes Leo tick, but I believe that they tell themselves some whopper of lies sometimes, and they don't even realize this. It's because they see things through their own goggles on that moon card. They don't understand love doesn't have to be like that. In fact, I would argue it shouldn't be like that. But who am I to say? I'm just a fictional storyteller. You are going to follow through with this, though. Is that correct, character? 10 of Swords. They're feeling like they have to because time's run out. They don't have another choice. They don't have another idea. And this has gone on so long, the silence, that if they don't break the silence now, they fear that this is really over for good. That might be why, even though they're still confused, we saw them with that 7 of Cups. Like, I don't know if there's a better way to do this. This is the way I think I should do things. This is my grand plan. But if I don't do something fast, Leo's gone. This is going to be over for good. So it's more like they're feeling the pressure. They're feeling like they should have already. This is somebody who didn't reach out to Leo on their birthday. They're doing it afterwards. And it's already like that also is like, man, you mangled that too, but you're trying to make up for it, but get dialogue going. So they're feeling very highly pressured. I have to act now. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.